How would you like to be a multimillionaire? If you're like many other dentists that I talk with on a regular basis, you have financial goals for your practice and maybe even some ideas about how to reach those goals. Maybe hitting that $2 million mark is one of yours, or perhaps you think that's entirely out of your reach. For today's Throwback Thursday episode of the Patient Attraction Podcast, I'd like to share with you one proven method that our multimillionaire dentists have implemented to grow their practice by leaps and bounds. Listen to this April 2014 episode to find out the single biggest difference between you and a multimillionaire dentist. You'll learn one simple thing you can do today, one critical thing that will lead you on the path to success. Enjoy, and don't miss out on tomorrow's Flashback Friday. So if you haven't heard of a Dr. David Moffat, you should look him up. I think he's a great example of what many dentists probably experience and could follow. Dr. Moffat is a guy that I've known for several years. I call him a friend. And he started a practice making about $120,000 a year in a low-income suburb of Sydney, Australia. And a few years ago, after it had grown to be $3 million a year, he sold his practice, and now he is offering a practice enhancement package, a system that other dentists can follow to make the same kind of improvements and have the same kind of success that he did. And I think a lot of what he says makes a lot of sense. Now, listen, I'm not here to shill for his company. I'm not paid to do this. I'm just going to tell you what he talks about and why I agree with a lot of what he's talking about in his packages and his system. I think a lot of what he says makes sense. Now, listen, I'm not here to shill for his company. I'm not paid to endorse him or affiliated with him. He's just a guy I know that I agree with what he's talking about. And I want to start off with a point that I wholeheartedly agree with, and that is dentists must successfully differentiate themselves from their competitors. Now, if you're like 99% of the dentists in this country, prospective patients can decide between you and at least one other practice. And that's what I like about Dr. Moffat. Dentists are not experts in business. So they end up seeing what their competitors are doing, and they end up doing the exact same thing. And the problem is what most of the competition is doing isn't working either. But dentists focus on what a select few extremely successful dentists are doing and wonder why they aren't getting those same results. Well, you're not doing what those successful dentists are doing. This is where Dr. Moffat's practice management system intersects with my patient attraction system. The reason most dentists aren't as successful as those exceptional few has little or nothing to do with their training, expertise, location, marketplace, talent. It has everything to do with their differentiation. Now, the most successful dentists in this country have found a way to stand out from their competitors. And that may be they found a highly profitable niche that we'll talk about in a future podcast, or perhaps they're just better at attracting more and better patients. Or maybe, and just as kind of a little tease to Dr. Moffat's system, they treat their patients differently than other dentists. But the single most important trait that separates the most successful dentist from everyone else is, like I said, it's differentiation. And how you differentiate yourself is what really matters. I've got this new book that I've been touting for a few weeks. If you haven't gotten a copy yet, I'm still giving away copies. I've still got some supplies left for just the cost of shipping, less than $5. I'll mail you a new copy of my book, Attract More Patients in the Next 6 Months than in the past 6 years. Now, you can get a copy of this book at moreandbetterpatients.com. As always, leave some comments below, click through to our YouTube video, check out our Facebook page, leave us some comments, give me some feedback. I'd love to hear how we're doing, even if it's simply just clicking reply to this email. Until next time, keep moving forward.